A prerequisite for an interdisciplinary research is a robust teamwork. The concept of the team is that we have a common final goal, we can discuss our ideas together and come to a consensus about it. Each member feels that he is contributing to the team progress and that others are doing the same. It's key for the team members to have trust and respect and take responsibility. And finally, there is team leadership, which is completely different from being the boss and instructing the team members what to do. The leader works in sync with other team members and is a coordinator at the same time. Even the leader can be a different person in different research projects based on the individual's capabilities, and we can have so-called shared leadership. Over the course of 2 years, Google conducted the Aristotle project, which involved 180 distinct teams. Google's purpose in this study was to understand why certain teams consistently progress while others don't. Before undertaking this study, the CEO of Google held the opinion that the best individuals should make up the best team. As a result, such a team is typically formed by bringing together a professional engineer with an MBA manager and a doctor maybe. However, Google HR Director Julia Brzezowski claims that we are completely wrong on this issue. In 2 years, the Aristotle project was able to research 180 Google teams, interview more than 200 people, and analyze more than 250 different aspects of these teams. And after 5 years of research, it was shown that regardless of who is on the team, the performance and efficiency of the team depends on how well they work together. The key concept that emerged from this study and the factor that has the strongest association with successful teamwork is psychological safety, implying that no one is ever judged when they voice their ideas or ask questions, an atmosphere where managers provide a comfortable setting for their staff members to voice their thoughts without fear, and such a setting provides psychological safety actually. As you can see, a large study using only quantitative data led to all of these findings. So what is a discipline? Discipline is the same thing that had separated our classes and exams in school. After that, in the university, it separates different departments and courses and puts each one in a box. It consequently categorizes our scientific thought into various divisions. While reality and nature are not separated into discrete boxes, so neither are the answers to an interpretation of their phenomena and issues. Therefore, the interaction between different specialties and disciplines is the foundation of technology and innovation to address issues with the nature. Interdisciplinary study is a system with a complicated problem or question in the center and specialists from different fields around, with the aim of having a comprehensive or more realistic understanding of the issue. As a doctor or surgeon, when I meet face-to-face and discuss my ideas and needs with a mechanical engineer, computer or electronics engineer, or even a more modern artificial intelligence and machine learning, they may guide us based on the potential of their field and what can be done. The problem is that we don't know about the capabilities of the engineering field and they don't know about our needs, and we are not all in one place to speak and communicate. And the solution is so simple. We can create this kind of setting. A straightforward example is the exoskeleton project in our research center, which is the outcome of collaboration between the engineering robotics laboratory and the orthopedics department. So paraplegic patients can now use it to walk and rehabilitate. Another example is the magnetic joint distractor. The concept is so simple. The repulsive forces between similar poles of two magnets distract the joint, which can therefore be used in CMC1 joint osteoarthritis. With the help of computer scientists, we were able to choose the optimum magnets without trial and error by simulating the distractive force produced while utilizing magnets of different shapes, sizes, and arrangement patterns. Without engaging in clinical practice, we cannot have a research idea. So an engineer cannot detect clinical needs and come with the research idea. The ideas from a practitioner or surgeon, on the other hand, fades from the mind when he is not aware of the abilities of other disciplines to address it. As a result, we need to learn how to collaborate across the disciplines. There are three basic cross-functional research patterns: multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. The first two, multi and interdisciplinary, are often used interchangeably despite being different. In multidisciplinary, people from different fields have their own approach to solve the same problem and offer different solutions. However, in interdisciplinary frame, after integrating the ideas of specialties from various fields, a single solution is finally offered. People work together more closely in this pattern, and studies demonstrate that interdisciplinary frame produces more efficient and successful outcomes. Additionally, this framework leads to the development of innovative and critical thinking. Especially now that each profession is subdivided into more and more specialized branches and we move further in depth, which is good but not enough. There is another element at play here, and it is the widening and expanding of our vision to other fields and disciplines, so-called the T-shaped people, that along with having expertise in a certain domain, they have also a broad understanding of the capabilities of other areas, which helps them determine which discipline might be able to contribute to the solution of a given problem. But maybe we don't know who and what field of expertise we need. Therefore, that's the importance of having an already diverse research team, including people from different fields. The scale of the team network is the next point. If it is too small and too large, both lessens the team diversity. So small is obvious, and on the other hand, when a team is too big, people with similar skills join and take more energy from our team. The final parameter is the turnover. According to a common belief, when the same musicians play in a band for 5 years, the songs and melodies get repetitive. So the same is true for a research team and their studies. Let's proceed with some points in personal level. Who is a scientist? Seeker of the knowledge, maybe. I don't mean someone wearing a white coat sitting in a laboratory. It is a model of thinking. Thinking is the primary tool used by scientists in their job. A scientist is expected to doubt what he already knows and to be curious about what he doesn't, and being able to change his viewpoint with the new data. Consequently, adapting a scientific mindset involves seeking the truth. In contrast to scientific viewpoints, we have the perspectives of the preacher, means what I say is correct. The interrogative means others thinking is wrong, and the politician viewpoint, meaning what is in my favor is right. On this topic, an experiment is designed. Before that, if I ask what qualities should founder of a startup company have, a powerful mind, a focused and persistent attitude, these are usually frequent among answers. One experiment conducted in Italy that 100 startups received business training. Everyone got the same instructions regarding the business model, attracting clients, and this kind of information. But actually, these people were divided into two groups. One group was encouraged to approach business from a scientific perspective, meaning that instead of developing a particular concept and improving it over time, as is common, similar to a scientist, their plan would first become a theory before doing client interviews to get a hypothesis. The initial MVP they produced was an experiment done in the manner of a scientist testing their theories. After a year, the group that used scientific methods had a significantly higher average income and more clients. It suggests that instead of sticking with the original idea, it is more beneficial to view the work through the lens of a scientific theory. The group who stuck to that initial idea with the help of the practices they learned could very well talk about the benefits of their product, that is, they are good preachers, and to identify the drawbacks of competing products, which means they are good interrogators. But the second group with a scientific approach, on the other hand, did not practice any of these skills. What they excelled in was their ability to change their ideas, as evidenced by their higher rate of pivoting. Therefore, it seems that being flexible and willing to make changes is more important than being determined and self-assured, contrary to our common belief that being determined is one of the keys. To get ready for rethinking, you should anchor yourself in flexibility rather than consistency. Due to the Dunning-Kruger effect, people frequently hold the strongest opinions about things they know the least about. When conducting research and analyzing data, there are two forms of bias that might occur: confirmation bias and desirability bias, which both refers to the tendency of a person to only accept information that supports their belief. According to Adam Grant, if knowledge is power, knowing what you don't know is the wisdom. Back to the team level. Whenever a team is at work, we normally are in conflict all the time. It indicates that our opinions are different. Here we must distinguish between two different conflict types: personal or relationship conflict and task conflict. Task conflicts occur when members of a specific team decide who should tackle a problem, what should be done, and how. This type of conflict is constructive because it promotes the seeking of creative solutions. Relationship conflicts, on the other hand, occur between people. Often these conflicts are detrimental because they impact interpersonal relationships negatively. Not having task conflict is not the coordination and harmony, but it means the stagnation. The task conflict generates a variety of ideas and thoughts, mostly because people that disagree with us teach us more. We are not reminded of anything but someone who always approves of us. Finally, let me tell you two stories in the fields of orthopedics innovation. All fractures were once treated with screws and plates, till a man by the name of Gerhard Koncher asked why we shouldn't fix fractures with the use of a long bone's medulla. What was he aware of? So simple, just the fact that long bone's marrow is not functional and are inactive. He built a rod during the Second World War and placed it in the bone marrow for fracture fixation, which caused a revolution in the orthopedics field. Or in Russia, Mr. Elizarov, who was applying a unique tool of his own to compress the bones that did not fuse and accelerate the union. Elizarov became famous when he treated an Italian journalist in Siberia whose bones wouldn't heal. So he instructed the journalist to compress the device by bringing the rings together. But the journalist made a major mistake and separated the rings instead. Elizarov photographed the area and discovered that a new bone had formed in the gap between the two bones. And this idea came to his mind that if I break the bone and slowly separate them, a new bone will form in the place. And that's why he built an animal laboratory in Siberia, and this became the basis of many procedures that we use in orthopedics now with different modifications. So in order to innovate, we need to learn how to work in team and how to work with other disciplines. In summary, I have talked about the Google project and the psychological safety, the T-shape perspective, the scientific behavior, and finally, the task conflict importance in research. Thank you for your attention.